far as money's in my bank account. But as far as like what I want to do in life, I can't really afford it. And I haven't traveled in a while, and I'm very big on traveling. Like, I'm very big on going out and stuff like that.
This is why she's $1,000. This touchscreen is bigger than every other Jeep. My roof also goes all the way, making the little hot content because I need to afford the lifestyle that I live.
Have y'all noticed that we have normalized poverty? Well, you have to live below your means, not realizing that the RVs and the tiny homes, the trailers, which were the solutions to the problems, are now also unaffordable.
My life in survival mode, because despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living. I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I am sacrificing my mental health, my time, and my energy to take care of people in their most vulnerable moments, and a lot of the time they do not make it. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills. And for anyone who's thinking, oh, well, you shouldn't have chose that job, somebody has to do it. And you know damn well, if your loved one was critically ill, you would want somebody to take care of them, right? Something has to give. I cannot keep doing this.
Man, it's getting hard out there, right? And this is a result of all of those college degrees not making any money, right? They're the most college educated, getting degrees and something that's not relevant to producing income, like STEM or maybe even a nurse, something simple, doctor, lawyer. No, that would take too much time. They don't have time for that. They're trying to get a degree. They think getting that degree and they're getting out, they can apply it into something out there. And that doesn't work. I said it before and I'll say it again. You have to get a degree. Say, for instance, if you work in a job and they say, go get a degree for this, and we're going to promote you to this, then that makes sense. Other than that, don't get a degree. What do? Keep going, have debt. Now they have debt and have to take care of people. This is the result.
That I can't afford, and now I'm stuck. I recently moved into a luxury apartment, and though it is nice and I like it and all these other things, I realized that I can't afford it. And when I say I can't afford it, it does not mean I can't pay for it. Like, I have enough money to pay for it as far as money's in my bank account. But as far as like what I want to do in life, I can't really afford it. In a sense of, now I'm in a position where it's like I'm here and I pay so much in rent, it's to the point where it's like I can't even go on a trip right now. Like, I can't. Like, and I haven't traveled in a while, and I'm very big on traveling. Like, I'm very big on going out and stuff like that. And I can't really do it as much as I would like to, because it's like I can't afford it. And I don't know why we do this to ourselves. Like, I don't know why when we feel like we get a new job or we start making more money and stuff like that, it's like, oh, I have to increase my living expenses. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, well, now I'm making more money, so it just makes sense for me to get a nicer place. It just makes sense for me to get a luxury apartment because I'm making this amount of money, and people who make this amount of money live in this kind of place. And like I said before, I like where I live. It's really nice. It's, really cool and everything, but it's like, at what expense? And I feel like a lot of people don't understand the difference between, yes, you can afford it as far as like money in your account, but you can't really afford it for real, for real. Like, I'm in a position I honestly and truly can say, like, if something drastic would happen, knock on wood, I pray not, I don't know if I'll be able to afford it. In a sense of, I do have money saved up, but for example, my best friend, right? She totaled her car recently, and so she literally has to buy a new car this weekend. She just totaled her car like 2-3 days ago. She has to buy a new car this weekend. I honestly and truly could say, if I had to buy a new car right now, I would be screwed, because it's like, dang, like, do I really have enough money to? Because so much of my money has going to me upgrading my lifestyle. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like we have this mindset in a sense of like, oh, when I start making more money, I have to drive a certain kind of car, I have to live in a certain kind of place, I have to be a certain kind of person. And it's like the place I was living before, it was nothing wrong with it. It was nice. It was cool. I mean, it wasn't as quote unquote nice as the place I'm living now, but at the same time, it's like, what is it worth? At least before, when I wanted to, I can go on trips and I can do different things. And it's just like the same problems that I was having before, I have again, because I feel like every time I want to, like, I level up my lifestyle, I feel like I have to level up all the problems with it. And it's like, that's why I truly never level up. Cause it's like when I increase one thing, I just increase another thing. As soon as I get more opportunities, I just increase my problems. And yeah, so I just thought that was so crazy because I really was sitting here and I'm like, yo, I can afford this place on paper, but like I can't afford this place in my soul.
Mm. You can afford this place on paper, but can you really though? Can you really? Like when you get paid every month, do you have thousands left over? If you don't have, after you pay your bills, you don't have thousands left over, you're living backwards. Yes, I said thousands. That's how much you should have. You should have thousands to play with, at least $2,000. Most of them, oh, I made $10 more an hour, but then you're spending $5 more an hour. It doesn't make sense. You know what it is? You have to get used to living broke. That's why men stop dating. Like you have to understand why a lot of men stop dating, because it doesn't make sense to pay another expense. Men save money when they're alone. Women save money when they're in the relationships. That's why guys are avoiding. Now, I want to say this. One thing I realized is me moving out of the country. Woo, the savings. The savings. I mean, if I made more money, it wouldn't be nothing to spend it on, because what else can I buy? I mean, I have 3 condo units. Like, what else do I need? I'm working on land out in the province. I don't think I need to really worry about anything else, any other expenses, just stacking money away. And guys learn that early. We learn, hey, I need to put something away for a rainy day. And what happens? If you put something away for a rainy day, a lot of guys do that knowing, I want to get a girl in the future, or a wife in the future, or a family in the future. I need to plan. And so that's what guys are doing now. If they're alone, they're planning, or they're working on themselves and not going through all of the drama. Look, they're all struggling with bills. It's a nightmare. Let me get into the next one.
My car note is $1,000, and when I posted that video, some people were asking me what kind of car I have, so I'm gonna show you. This is the inside of my girl. She's a 2024 Jeep Wrangler. She's pretty sweet. This is the inside. She's a little messy, but not too messy. The seat's down because I'm in the process of moving, but this is why she's $1,000. This touchscreen is bigger than every other Jeep. My roof also goes all the way back. Like all the way back. Hold on. Like all the way back.
Whoop-de-doo.
And most Jeeps don't do that, except for the 2024 GXE, or what? 4XE Jeeps. She's also hybrid, so she takes electricity and gas. And this is what she looks like on the outside. But the gag is, my car note should have been $700. I just had a terrible car salesman who took advantage of me. So if you're wondering why I started doing the blue page, making the little hot content, it's because I need to afford the lifestyle that I live.
Wow. She started doing OnlyMans.
Corn.
OnlyMans, right? To keep up. That's what they're doing. It's not even new anymore, right? It's been happening for years now. This is the old thing. Live beyond your means. You can't make it. Say, I'm going to take advantage of men and have an OnlyFans. And the wild thing is, men will always oblige. Why? Because men, they may not be able to talk to women, or may not want to talk to women because of what they have done in the past. and they may go there. If any of you guys are going there, I'm not gonna judge you, right? It's not good, but I'm not gonna judge you. Do what you want. But yeah, these ladies are relying on this. If that stopped today, what else you have? What other skills you have that you can translate into cash? Seriously. And I think as men, we gotta ask ourselves that as well. What skills do you have that you can translate into cash? If you want to know, definitely reach out to me. I'll show you guys how to work on the line. But yeah, this is wild. She bought a car, $1,000. She can't pay it off. Now she's slinging it online, throwing that thing around. Don't throw the thing around in a circle. Throw around in a circle. That song. She dances that song. Throw around in a circle. Sad.
I promise this is not to be offensive, but have y'all noticed that we have normalized poverty? There was a guy on TikTok talking about how he doesn't like the fact that he's 50 years old and he has to have a roommate because things are so expensive. And the tone deaf comments of people saying things such as, oh, well, you have to live below your means, or, oh, you need to just go ahead and get an RV. Not realizing that the RVs and the tiny homes, the trailers, which were the solutions to the problems, are now also unaffordable. Just a few years ago, tiny homes started to become popular and they were priced at about $30,000-$40,000. Currently, tiny homes start at double that amount right now. All I'm trying to say is there's a bigger problem at hand, and telling people that they need to just completely deprive themselves of basic necessities such as a home. Y'all don't think that's weird? I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. This economy has risen. It's through the roof. And it's becoming hard to afford. That's why some guys they run out to other countries, right? Because I know a lot of guys that are expats that have said, I can't afford to live in America because it's too hot. And on their retirement check, they wouldn't be able to afford to stay. So the wild thing is they go over to Philippines, go over to Thailand because it's too expensive, and then go, wait a minute, if I can go over there and also get young women, to talk to me who are searching me out. Ain't that amazing? What happens to men when they get older? You go over with your retirement savings. It may not be enough in the States, but then you go over to a tropical island where it's warm, where it's good for your body, good for your bones, good for your back. You get old, you get bad back, you get a bad back, good for your back, and then you got somebody to massage your back. Come on now. A win is a win. And they wonder why we talk how we talk, right? Especially online. Guys are winning. When they leave, they're winning. There's so many opportunities to get it. You can make money anywhere. And more men are learning that every day.
Single dad of 4. He posts just his life with his 4 kids, everything like that. It's beautiful. Love to see a man being a father. This is not about him. I went and looked at the comments just out of curiosity based on the comments that I get about my content being a single mom. The difference in the comment section is so appalling. And it's like, I don't even know why it's appalling, because we know that there's a double standard when men are single fathers versus women being single mothers. We just know it. And I'm sure he does get a handful of negative comments, but not nearly as much as single mothers do. The comments were, oh, this is so beautiful. Protect this man at all costs. Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. Your kids are so lucky to have you. I've never received comments like that. I mean, okay, I can't say that I've never received comments like that. From other women who are single mothers, yes. But even from other women who maybe aren't mothers or who are married, and then especially the men, it's just comments. And it'll just be like a vlog of me and my son living our life. And it's just such comments, such natural assumptions that I'm a terrible person, that I ran the father away. Oh, you're creating this and that. Like, the negativity that I literally have so many words blocked in the comments. So like the comments won't even show up. And the list is so long of the words that I had to block because of how bad the comments are every day on my stuff. Just me living my life as a single mother. Why? I wish I could receive beautiful comments like that. No matter if you are a man or a woman, If you are taking care of your responsibilities as a parent, taking care of your child, there for your child, you deserve praise. And that's why I make a lot of the content that I do, even just talking and standing up for single mothers and trying to instill confidence in single mothers, because so much of how the world is shaped is meant to shame us, and we don't deserve that. I just thought it was an interesting observation.
Yeah, it is. And I say, what she has to understand, and it's wild that she doesn't. It's deemed better, much better for a father, for the kids to be with a father. Why? Herself. I saw a video. She's the girl that was in a gym, breaking down, crying, saying, "My son can't be without me. My son is crying. I can't do anything. I'm trying to get a workout in." That most likely wouldn't happen with a single father, right? Not saying it can happen, but probably wouldn't. Because a father is going to raise his son to be a little more bold. So by the time he's able to go outside, 2, 3 years old, he can't wait to play. That's what a father does. I remember how my son was. He was a loving little boy, running around playing with the kids. He couldn't wait to be outside. He couldn't wait to be away from me. I was there in his life when he was younger, but he couldn't wait to be away because he received that loving kindness and also that guidance, right? That father saying, "Stop crying." I'm the oldest, and I have younger brothers and sisters. Their whole life, when they were babies, I said they would fall. "Oh, get up, you okay?" You know what the kids do? They get up and brush it off. Whether it's my brother or sister, "You all right? Get up. You don't baby them. Get up. You all right?" They get right up. Stop crying. Women don't do it. "Oh, come here, baby." That also the end results when the kids get older, when the kids go through life, it's better results all around. And men know how women think because what do you always do? What do you always say? "I'm doing this on my own. I can do it on my own." There's no men doing bragging like that. Saying, "Oh, I can do it. I can do it all on my own. I can do it all on my own." You don't hear that. Why? Why does being responsible, why is that being bragged about? Being responsible. It's crazy.
About it. Y'all keep saying dep this, dep that, save this, save that. The whole thing is like, I don't know. Maybe it's me, maybe it's my personal experience. I just known too many people that didn't even make it to 30, literally. So like, I'm not saying I shouldn't save for the future. I shouldn't have a retirement plan. I shouldn't put up 401, all this other, that's nice, great, nice. But the thing is, like, you need to live life now. I feel like, personally, I'm never gonna get this time back. I'm never gonna get these years back. I'm never gonna get this year back. So y'all could save up for a vacation that might take me 5 years to save up for, and then what happens when I get to that 5 year mark and I can no longer do it? Things are way more expensive, so that's just out of the question. We got some type of crazy where we can't leave the country, or I just not in a physical shape or mental shape to even be able to travel. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm irresponsible. I have no clue. I just know that if I can make a way to make shit happen, I'm gonna make it happen. And to me, experiences are more important than any of this material shit and saving up, retirement funds, all this. I just don't care about that right now. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, I mean, savings, yeah, cool, fine, dandy. But like, for me personally, I feel like this country is already just going as is, and it's like crazy expensive to live here. So like, for me, I know y'all saying like, oh, you need to save up, expenses, bills, emergency funds, all this stuff, 401k, you want to retire, you want to pay down your debts. I'll change my name and move out the country, and y'all will never see me again. I don't know. Maybe I'm irresponsible. Maybe I don't think clearly. I don't know, y'all. I can't even think straight. I need a trip so damn bad I can't even think straight.
Man, you heard what she said? Maybe I change my name and move out of the country. She wouldn't even look to search where they can't bring the US can't bring her back in the country. I mean, they still probably wouldn't care to let you go, but you hear what she said? It goes to show the responsibility, the accountability is here. It's a midget. Midget accountability. They're all lacking, and it shows. and it's showing on social media.
Mothers to believe that beauty is subjective, right? If a woman looks a mess, like she grows up just not caring about her appearance and not putting any work into how, how she looks, 9 times out of 10, her mother, her aunt, her grandmother, they all have that very low effort, care for their appearance, right? So they put in your head at a young age that it's subjective and like anything
Hmm.
is beautiful and no matter how you look, and it creates this very low effort, lack of care for your appearance because you have been tricked into believing that you can walk outside and do whatever you want to do, wear whatever you want to wear, and still be beautiful. And no one's taking away the fact that we as human beings are just beautiful creations from God. But in the reality, like we know that if you walk outside looking like anything, that's not aesthetically pleasing. That's not attractive. That's not a good look. But again, if you are raised by your mother to believe that you can look however you want to look and still be called beautiful, then we produce all of the stereotypes and realities of black
Hmm.
women. Why the average black woman is 188 pounds, 5'4", severely overweight, severely obese. That's ridiculous for us as women. But again, we have been convinced of this stuff by a woman who did not pour into herself. So she has made you believe that it's okay for you to do the bare minimum, if anything at all, and still be considered, well, it's still beautiful. It's like we got to understand that what you see and how you're raised is very, very important when it comes to what you do. My daughter is watching me. So if I don't do anything, if I'm giving very little effort, if I'm going outside looking like any and everything, why would she care about how she looks? Because she's just watching her mother. Literally, that's all she's doing. So I think we just have to like realize that taking pride in your appearance and how you carry yourself and how you take care of your body, it can get you further in life. Like we don't want to believe it. I know it's a hard thing, a pill to swallow, but like thinking about in the beauty industry, the content creators and that are beauty content creators, they pour into their image. They take care of themselves. And I'm not all saying that they're all skinny, petite women, but they just have an overall take care of their appearance, very conscious about how they look, and that matters. But I think that also plays a factor in who raised them. Who were the women in their lives who, poured into them to know that you want to make sure you look good. You want to make sure that you take care of yourself. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, and it's important. Like they don't know how important it is. You know what's funny? Kevin Samuels will talk about it all the time. Coming outside, doing what? Wearing what on your head? Coming outside, wearing your bonnet on. Why are you coming outside looking like you're about to go to sleep? It's important. Everything is important. How you look when you go to the store is even important. Yes. When I go to the store, I make sure I'm dressed. Not to the nines, but I look proper. My wife, she wears dress all the time, no matter where she's going, but proper. When I came over here, yes, people do dress down. You see people out with shorts, but they still fully clothed. You'll find few walking around pajamas, but it's nothing. It's night and day from what I used to see in the West. In the West, you see people in the store with bonnets on. How am I? Let me tell you something. The girls that go outside, not looking too hot, but you can see their hair, they're usually more accepted. Because guys do like to see girls in a natural state. But the ones wearing bonnets, if you go to a store and you want to talk to a woman and you see a lady with a bonnet on, what's the first thing you're thinking? Think attitude. You don't want to talk to her. That's the first thing you're gonna think is ghetto-fied, hoochie mama that I don't want.
I've ever gotten was when I was younger. It was when my dad sat me down and said, "Hey, if you actually want to improve your life, you need to remember that you don't need to make every mistake, and in fact, you can just learn from the mistake of others. Matter of fact, none of your mistakes."
What she just said is the key. And I think everyone in the community needs to understand that they're probably not taught that because She said her father taught her that, right? That's why fathers are very important. It is true. I knew that when I was younger. Learn from other people's mistakes. Easy.
Mistakes are innovative. Someone somewhere has already made this mistake. The only
Mm-hmm.
difference between you and them is that your ego makes you think that despite going down the same path, that you're going to get different results. Makes you think
Mm.
that you are going to be the exception because, well, sometimes some things are the exception. But that's where you go wrong. You're choosing to go down the same path and make the same mistake only to learn the same hard lessons that many people in history have already learned. Stop doing that.
Man, that's what's going on in the community, right? When I was younger, I was a knucklehead. I saw so many people going to prison. I said, I think I need a life change. Seriously. Seriously, let me reflect for a minute because I need to talk about myself. I saw so many people going to jail back and forth. I almost was in jail myself. And I'm happy. And that goes again. I had a father. Yes. You know what job my father did? Correctional officer. You know what he used to always say to me? Some of you probably heard it before. He worked in Rikers Island. He would always say, "You remind me of them knuckers on Rikers Island," right? I didn't understand what he meant until one day I bumped into a crazy situation, right? And I ended up on Rikers Island. And when I was approached, when I saw how I reacted, I'm talking about a guy approached me, right? So I give a guy my milk because I didn't want it. Because the milk was warm, it was nasty. I didn't want something to dry my throat. I just wanted water. So I gave the guy milk and he said to me, he was a blood. He said, "Yeah, that's how you gotta do. You gotta give the OGs this. I said, "Mother, I gave you that milk because I didn't want it." And got right in his face and I was ready. And I said, "No, no, 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 no." I had to down myself back. They came and grabbed me right away and took me to another cell because it was about to go down. And when I got home, I reflected and said, my father's right. Everything he would say to me every day, he's 100% right. And you know who came to get me? I got bailed out. Guess who I got bailed out by? My father. He was right there. Bailed me out. After that, I went to court. Didn't miss any court dates. I was a responsible guy. I actually had a job. I was working at Cablevision when that happened. Yeah. So I wasn't a knucklehead in the streets. I was working at Cablevision, but things happened. Right. I ended up in there. He got me out. Went to work. I read that the next week. And life goes on. But yeah, you learn from mistakes. And I knew tons of people that was in and out. I said, nah, I learned from them. Also from my father as well.
Feels like this. So I'm 30 years old. I am unemployed. I've been unemployed for 4 months. I literally can't get a job. I've applied to over 150 jobs. I now have negative $4.41 in my savings account because of the monthly service fee that just hit. I don't know when I'm going to get a job. I feel very lost. This feeling of being unemployed and applying to jobs and retailing your resume, getting rejected, and then seeing the job reposted literally 2 weeks later is demoralizing. And remembering that I am still worthy and I am still valuable has been very difficult. I left my last job because it was destroying my mental and physical health. I liked the job, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I applied to a new job, and I was going to make the most money I was ever supposed to make in my life. And they laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start due to company reorganization. And I haven't been able to find a job since. I don't have a Roth IRA. I don't have any type of investment accounts.
This is sad.
I don't know if I'll ever own a house. I am married, but we're both children, to be quite honest with you. I live in an apartment that we can no longer afford because I lost my job. Moved down here for the job that laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start. So when you sign a lease, you just can't get out of it like that. That's not how that works.
This is sad because I know exactly what's happening. When I moved out, when I moved outside, right, and moved to the Philippines, when I started working online, it was around 2012, right? And in 2012, I pulled a report and it showed that like around 60% of the people that were making the money in America were making the money online, right? And it showed most of the high earners were earning money online. Yeah. Now, also, what I saw people like her. The reason why she's out of a job, the gig economy has boomed. I'm in the BPO capital of the world. I know a lot of you guys didn't realize that Philippines is one of the BPO capitals of the world. Like I've saw a company go from zero to $2.7 million in 3 years. So if they're doing all these sales calls, if you call PayPal now, if you call different companies, you'll hear a Filipino, right? Yeah, they're taking their jobs. It's sad. It's sad what's happening. But what people are doing is they're getting cheaper labor. They're getting cheaper labor. And it's the funny thing is I can get someone a job, probably doing what she's done. I can have someone work for me and have them do the work she was doing for $3 an hour. Ain't that something? And they were paying her maybe 20, $30 an hour. You see what's happening? It's sad, but it's happening. And what I do, I show how to put yourself at the forefront of what's happening right now in the job market in the West. It's moving out to other countries. I show how to place yourself at the forefront of that. I just want to let you guys know what's happening here and what I show. These are things I show, right? To not be in a situation like hers, to prepare yourself. But yeah, she's 30 years old. She has no money in a savings account because she didn't plan. She didn't plan. I planned for these things. I planned for, I did sales my whole life. And then I said, I need to switch up. That was the best thing I could have done. When I left my job, I quit. I started working online like a year later. The best decision I've made in my life because look at me now. Yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out. See you next video.